Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to share with you what I've picked up recently. There's a lot more here than I thought there was. Okay, so I made two purchases during the Sephora sale. I have picked up just a few things during the Ulta, whatever savings event they're having right now. I don't know what it's called. But I also picked up something from Beautylish. All right, but I'm just gonna, and there's no way I can wear all of this today. There's too much. We're gonna have to make some choices. But just remember, come back and I will show you the rest of it later. All right, so I'm gonna start out with this. I got two base products. These are both from Sephora. One is this Yummy Skin Tint from Danessa Myricks, and the other, I got the foundation from Prada. Oh my goodness, this Prada Reveal Skin Optimizing Foundation. I haven't swatched either of these, but let's see whether I picked a good shade or not. Oh, that's gonna be a good match. This is the shade Ellen 5 from Prada, and I picked up shade number 2 from the Danessa Myricks. Boy, those are really close, really close. I know the Danessa Myricks, being a skin tint, is going to be just a little bit lighter weight. So here is the Danessa Myricks. Here is the Prada. I feel like this one is just a skosh darker than this. So maybe what we're going to do today is, I'm kind of thinking I want to try the Danessa Myricks. I want something light. All of a sudden temperatures changed here and it's hot outside and I'm perspiring and I want to wear some light makeup. There's so much makeup in front of me. I'm only going to show you what I picked up. If you're curious as to what is on the rest of my face, I will link it for you in the description box down below, okay? Let me get a few things on and we'll come back for that Danessa Myricks. Here is the Danessa Myricks. I'm going to just dot some on the face. I have some on the palette in front of me here. And I'm just going to use this rougher BO2 brush to kind of blend it in. I don't know if I want to use a brush or if I want to use a sponge. I have both like sitting here ready, waiting to go. I don't know. What happens if I switch? Oh yeah, this looks much better, I think, on my skin with a sponge. Now, being that this is a skin tint, it is going to have that lighter weight, kind of glowier look on the skin. I feel like the skin tint is giving me just a little bit of perfection. As I'm bouncing it in here, I like that it doesn't feel really heavy on the skin, but I feel like it's offering, you know, some redness reduction. It's not a ton of coverage, but I like that. It feels like a light medium coverage. I also like how glowy it looks. I feel like this is an easy sort of product. First of all, you're getting a ton of it. You're getting 45 milliliters or 1.58, an ounce and a half. You're getting an ounce and a half, which I think is great because the other skin tint that I've really been liking recently is from Lisa Eldridge. She's $49. You're only getting an ounce here. And you're getting 1.5 times as much as the other one, and this is 32, 34. So just think about that. But I feel like this gives just a little bit more coverage than the Lisa Eldridge. I feel like it's maybe not quite as skin-like in appearance, but I don't feel like it looks like I'm wearing like heavy foundation. All right, so I threw on my bronzer, my powder, my concealer, my eyebrows. But another thing I did pick up during the sale was this. This is the Givenchy Prisma Lead Powder. I have the mini size. I'm running low on this. And I've been using this for everything, but because I had the small size, I was like, maybe just for under the eyes and around the corners of the nose. So I'm like, I'm gonna get a full size so I don't have to worry about it. So that's what's here. I'm gonna leave it in the box until I need it. I do have a full size of the 01 shade, which is Pastel Mousseline. This is the 03. I like it because it's kind of pinky toned and it's very subtly pinky. What I like about it is that it's closer to my skin tone. The Pastel Mousseline reads a little more white, and this one reads a little bit more like close to my skin tone. And I'm pretty fair. I'm wearing, you know, shade number 2 in the Danessa Myricks and the lightest Natasha Denona concealer. So just keep that in mind. I picked up a couple of blushes. Kind of had to. I know that when these were released last year, the packaging was different and they were larger. But this is the shade French Rosette from the House Labs collection. Look how pretty that is. It does seem kind of warmer. It's reading very peach right now, but we'll see. And I did pick up one of the new Rare Beauty powder blushes. This is the shade Cheer. Look how, oh boy, this might be like highlight enough, but yeah, I'm gonna start with this. and then we'll throw some of the other one on and we'll see where we land. So I've never used this House Labs formula before. I haven't used a lot from House Labs. I never was really sold on the idea of the bronzer, and although I have the House Labs highlight, I didn't love it. I think it's maybe not made for my type of skin, or maybe I didn't give it a fair shake. I don't know. And I'm at the point now where I'm gonna clean my brush and then just give this a little bit of a buffing and blending, because I definitely feel like I could end up in 1980s clown territory. Well, a 1980s blush, like over application. Okay, let's throw on some of the cheer. I don't know how blushy this is gonna get. I'm gonna knock some of this off here. You're getting a little bit of radiance. I'm getting a little bit of radiance. Oh, okay. I just crossed over from a little bit of radiance to a lot of radiance. And I feel like this has the potential to do that. The other thing is it's packaged exactly like the highlights from Rare. And I'm kind of thinking that the formula may be similar. It feels the same in the pan, but my concern about this is that it's going to be super fragile. And you know, you look at it cross-eyed and it's going to break. So I'm just going over this with a clean brush. The reason I'm doing that is I want to take down some of the intensity and kind of just like blend the edges. This is something I've been doing for a while, but Lisa Eldridge just put a video up about, you know, doing this and how it kind of makes everything just a little bit better. So brushes to apply and brushes to kind of buff in or remove. And you know, with blush, I kind of usually will blend it in with like a sponge, but yeah, maybe brush today since it's all powder products, but I like this. Here are swatches of the blushes. This is the Rare Sheer, and this is the French Rose from House. They both have kind of a peachy pink lean to them, but on the cheek, they're really quite subtle. And I think a lot of that is because I took the time to really blend them. I don't always do that. I know I should do that more, but I'm lazy sometimes. I feel like I'm really happy with more indie eyeshadows. I was looking through my eyeshadow collection and I have some like mid-range prices, but I have a lot of indie eyeshadows. And I was like, you know what I haven't done a lot of is luxury. So I picked up one of these mini clutches from YSL. This is the one in 100. It's very neutral, kind of neutrally cool. I'm gonna start with this taupey shade here, and I don't want too much. Just put this right here in the socket. So no surprise that I got, you know, a brown quad and a cool leading one at that. I feel like this is going to be like eternally usable. Like I could have this forever and I would just keep coming back to it. I do have a ton of eyeshadow, so did I need something like this? No. But I did want to try the formula. And I'd heard good reviews about this. I'm also glad I picked it up at 20% off, because I was mentioning this in my last video, asking questions about how you handle luxury. Do you spend the money on luxury product, beauty products of any type, fragrance, skincare, whatever? And a lot of people said that it depends on the product. And for me, I am more likely to splurge on an expensive lipstick than I am an expensive eyeshadow palette. I don't know why that is. And every time I do, I'm wanting like magic to happen. And maybe what I need to do is to get colors that are going to be like my everyday, that make me reach for them because the formula is good. It looks good on my more mature eyelids. Maybe that's what I need to focus on. And I know that these luxury brands are usually formulating and catering to older customers. And I won't say I'm old, I'm 49, but I know I don't have the same skin as my two teenagers. Those days are over. I do the best that I can, but that's about it. All right, so from here, I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This kind of, looks like a slightly satiny beige shade. I'm just gonna swipe it over the lid. I'm gonna take some of that kind of taupey shade right along the bottom lash line here. I did happen to pick up a new lighted mirror for my desktop. I have for years and years been using a hand mirror or mirrors in my makeup products like the, you know, the mirror and the compact. And I always feel like the mirror gets in the way. So right here, I'm hoping it's not in the way. I got a little Conair mirror that lights up and I'm hoping it doesn't kind of get in the way too much. I'm gonna go into this darkest shade here. Well, that's pretty pigmented. Tap off any excess and kind of just hit the outside corner. I'm gonna blend it with something else. I'm just gonna place it with this. And then again, a totally clean brush just to blend. I sometimes forget to do this step. And when I saw that video Lisa put up last week, I was like, why don't I do this more? I've been doing this for a long time when I remember. But I feel like it gives a really beautiful, subtle blend, even under the eyes, because I don't want it to be too harsh down here. Sometimes I think it looks really great with all the lights on and me looking in my mirror like right up to my face. And then I'm editing and I'm like, too much blush. Oh, one eyebrow is darker than the other. I'm a real person. I make beauty mistakes all the time, and then I walk around all day like that. But so far, man, this palette, look how pretty and subtle this is. I'm sure you could build up these colors to get a more intense look. But maybe the beauty of these luxury shadows is, first of all, there's no texture. It looks beautiful. One blends into the other. I have 3 shades on my eye. The last one that I can't wait to put on is this little shiny beauty here. And I'm just gonna tap this right over the center of the lid. Oh, what a pretty subtle sparkle. This is fantastic. And this is great. Now, this, how much is this? In the 50s or the 60s at full price? I don't know. I'll have to put it up on the screen for you. I don't know that I'm getting more here than I am out of a quad from Viseart. And those little pedophores are $25. Okay, so there are still excellent quality eyeshadows that you can get that aren't going to cost you this. But am I mad at this? Oh no. This is so pretty. It looks so like elegant lady who's not trying too hard. Because sometimes I'll put it all on and be like, should have taken off that one last thing. Time to pick a lippy. I bought a lot of lipsticks. You knew I was going to. You knew I was going to. I know. And I was like, and I just got a whole bunch of, okay. Let's put that aside and focus on what I picked up today. I'm telling myself that to like not feel as bad. I'm gonna wipe off the clear lip balm that I put on because my lips are getting a little dry, and I didn't want any of these new lipsticks to show to disadvantage because of the state of my lips. I'm gonna start with the least expensive. There's this one from the Sephora collection. This is their new Lacquer Shine lipstick, and this is the shade Cosmic, I think it's Cosmic Signal. Okay, this is a lot of pigment. A little more than I thought it was going to be. I don't think there's really a scent to this. This kind of smells like lipstick. And let me give you a swatch on the back of my hand. Look at that. Ooh, she's shiny. This is not quite as soft and emollient as maybe a Candy Glaze from YSL. I have one that's a little bit more shiny than this, but this is really beautiful. They did have another formula that's brand new because this just launched before the sale, like just before, and they have another one that has a lot of sparkle in it, and me and a metallic lip, not a fan. So I thought I'd pick up this one. I think this is a really pretty color, and with the 30% off, it was like you couldn't go wrong. So I also picked up one of these Makeup by Mario lipsticks. These are the satin lipsticks. I've heard so many people say good things about this formula. This is the shade 917. I feel like I have a type. Oh, this feels really good going on. This is not quite as dark as the other one. It has a little bit more rose to it, but definitely has kind of like a warmish lean. I really like this. Ooh, she's magnetic. Oh, hello. For 20-something dollars. Yes, it also has a lot of weight to it. Like, I remember thinking about things that I'm looking for when I was talking about my luxury lipstick collection. Something like this, you know, and it's in the 20s compared to some of the other more expensive brands that I tried that don't have a magnetic closure, don't have that weight, aren't as comfortable as this. I don't want to name any names, but you might know who I'm talking about. This is really pretty. I think this shade is perfect for me because it's like a little bit more than, you know, it's not a My Lips But Better, but it's not terribly far off. And I bet you if I blotted this, it would look a little bit less. But I would be curious to see what it looks like a couple hours in, you know, put it on full force, and then to see what it comes back as. I can feel it on my lips a little bit more than the one from Sephora. The Sephora one felt a little bit slippy and emollient. And not that this one feels heavy or anything. There's a scent to this. But I don't know what it is. I can't really place it. It's kind of sweet, but it doesn't smell really like vanilla. I don't know. But I like the way this looks and the way that this feels. But that slightly heavier texture on the lips, I think is going to make it stay a little bit longer. I got another Valentino lipstick. In the fall, during the fall sale, I picked up a set of 3. It had one case and there was a lipstick in the case and then 2 refills. And one of them was a matte lipstick and it broke like instantly. You know, 2 weeks later, the bullet had fallen out of the packaging. And I asked you, and a lot of people said, no, that normally doesn't happen with the matte formula. I didn't know whether it was like a soft matte formula that too much pressure and it's gonna snap. And I don't really press a lot. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look how pretty. Oh boy, I do have a type. How pretty is that? This one here is the shade 126R. It's the feeling of these. This kind of velvety matte lip is so amazing. It feels so good. I love this. I like that it's a little bit cooler. It's a little bit lighter weight. It's not quite as saturated. It's a little bit more diluted color-wise. It's stunning. It has such a beautiful creamy feel to it, but yet it's still a matte. It doesn't make my lips look dry. And I know this formula wears really nice on the lips. The reason I didn't really rank the other one really high was because it snapped. Now we'll see if this happens to this one. Here's hoping it doesn't. But maybe it was just, you know, a one-time problem. But this is going to give my Prada lipstick in the soft matte formula in the shade Tiepolo a run for its money because, yeah, this is beautiful. And I picked up 2 of the new YSL Love Shine lipsticks. These are kind of like the reimagining of the oil and stick, the Rouge Volupté oil and stick. Oh, look how pretty these are. This one here is the shade 201. So these smell like the rest of the really glossy YSL lipsticks, like the Candy Glaze and the Rouge Volupté Shine, which is now a discontinued formula. But this feels just as glossy, just as shining, just as hydrating and comfortable on the lips. And this shade, this Hardly Anything shade, this is the shade that I think we could like bump up the blush a little bit, but I'm not going to because I have one more to try on. But man, and if you're curious, the Candy Glaze looks like this. So they're both in silver packaging. The YSL is going sideways, like right here on the end. And this one is more of like a hot pink, and this is the baby pink. So if you're trying to tell them apart, this is the old packaging for the Rouge Volupté Shine. They were in gold. And then this center color right here would correspond to the shade of the bullet on the inside. And you're not getting that anymore with either the Candy Glaze or with these Love Shines. But I'm not mad at that. I'll just have to remember. It's going to be hard for me. What number is what shade? Last new one here is the shade 202. I wonder if these are some of the lighter of the shades in the range. Oh, this one has a little bit more color to it. Look, this is the 201. This is the 202. I feel like I got almost all the same shades, but it goes from, you know, most saturated and then it starts going down in intensity. But these still have that same glossy, shiny, kind of slippy, not quite oily, but they feel really good on the lips. They feel so good on the lips. I like that I got 2 shades that were kind of on the lighter end of the spectrum. So these are the sorts of things I'm going to reach for, and I'm going to use like chapstick in the summer. Like I thought I was going to be doing that with the Candy Glaze, and maybe, but these are so much lighter weight. The Candy Glaze is much thicker. It's a little bit more opaque color-wise. It also feels like it's on your lips. You can't really feel these. It's just that your lips don't feel dry. Oh, I'm so excited about these. I know they just came out with a new formula, and I don't know if it's out yet, but it's very similar to these guys, only it's more like a balm. So you've got the heavy glossy lipstick, you've got the sheer lightweight lipstick, and then one that has even less pigment that is more of like the glossy balm. So I don't know. But I feel like these two here, these two shades really do fall into that glossy balm category for me. Here are all the shades. This is the one from Sephora. This is the one from Makeup by Mario, the 917. This is the shade 126R from Valentino, 201 from YSL in the Love Shine, and the 202 in the Love Shine from YSL. I definitely can tell I had a type. And I go through seasons where like all I want is red lipstick, and right now all I want is kind of like nudie lipsticks. I think it happens to all of us. Let me show you the other things I picked up. Some things are from Beautylish, some things are from Ulta. So in my Beautylish order, I picked up more of this Perry and Spirits. This is a brush cleanser that I use and I like really well. I have a spray bottle and I was like, this is all that's left because I'd already gone through a whole one of these. I put it in here and I use the spray, you know, on a paper towel, and then it helps to quickly remove. It's kind of like a quick change. It quickly cleans the brush, but I didn't want to run out. I'm like, oh, we're running low. So I'm glad I have more of this. I also picked up the new Viseart. This is the Paris Reverie palette. Oh my goodness. I haven't dipped into it yet. It's still brand new and beautiful, but I'll do a video later this week using this and the Prada foundation. So from Ulta, remember I told you about the mirror that I got, the lighted mirror. I really like that. The other thing was it's a Conair mirror, and they sent along this little teeny tiny, it's like a portable halo light for your phone. I'm like, okay, I didn't buy that. That came as a free gift with the other thing, but I really like this. It's very sturdy. It's very handy. The other thing I picked up was this. This is new from Natasha Denona. This is the Hygen Skincare Infused Glow Beautifier. And I was like, does that mean it's just a highlight? But I didn't want to do it today, and maybe we should try it on another day. But I remember watching like some reels of this, and when Natasha Denona is talking about it, she's using it like highlight, but she's also using it all over the face. And she's also using her Hygen serum, like a drop in here, mixing the two together, and then kind of glazing the face with it. I was like, 49 years old, I don't need, you know, accentuating any of my texture, but I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this on a little brush here, and let's just see. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, that's gonna need to be buffed in because this is looking very like frosty. Boy, that's pretty. I feel like it's a little, in the mirror here, it looks like it's kind of emphasizing my texture a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to use this brush that I was using to kind of blend in the blush with, just to kind of make sure that I'm buffing this into the skin so it doesn't end up looking too much. It looks really pretty in the monitor, but on my skin it might be too much. I don't know. We'll have to use it again and see. You know what, let's do though, for the fun of it, let's take some of this and hit the inner corner right here. Because this is definitely more of like a kapow glow compared to those much more subtle shades in the YSL quad. Because, oh yeah, boom. Look at that inner corner glow. Oh my goodness. That's beautiful. I don't know about this. This I'm excited to try again, but I'm worried that this might look better like underneath my final layer of setting powder, because I feel like although it is really pretty here, it might bring a little bit of texture. The other thing I picked up from Ulta was more of this. There's 3 of us in the house wearing makeup now. Both my kids are wearing makeup, and we go through balm cleanser like nobody's business. So these are the giant size of the Banilico, and I think the Ulta sale is still going on, but it's kind of like their, I forget what they're calling it, but it's like a 30% off on some cleansers. And this is one of the ones. I've been using this Korean brand Banilico for like 15 years, and I started trying other brands of balm cleansers. This one's really good. And this pink one here is kind of like the original. It works well for me. It works for my oldest who has sensitive and kind of dry skin. And it works well for my youngest who has completely normal skin. And me and my combo skin, we all get along with it. And it doesn't cause any breakouts or any problems. So I really, really like this. And I need something to make sure that we're getting all of our, you know, heavy black mascara off and eyeliner and things like that. So I'm glad to have these. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You know, new mirror, lots of new makeup. I'll come back later this week and try these guys on. I kind of want to see what this looks like and how it wears. It's a little bit later in the day today, so I thought maybe the best thing to do would be to put on this Danessa Myricks. But you know, truthfully, nothing here is disappointing me, with the exception of maybe this. But I feel like I spent my money wisely at Sephora, buying things that I've been wanting to try, buying things that are like right up my alley. These new Love Shines, they remind me of what I already know and love, especially moving into warmer months. And you know me in a blush, and it's been a while since I've been kind of wearing powder blushes. I've been doing a lot of creams, but man, these are really pretty. I'm going to be super excited to see how these go, and I really feel like re-upping on something I know is like my new holy grail. That was smart. And man, this is impressive. This to me is really impressive. I feel like this is the perfect, you know, I did add that little bit of the Natasha Denona in the inner corner, but aside from that, the rest of the look comes from this palette here. I did use a brown gel eyeliner, but then I topped it with a deep brown in here to kind of set it. I think this eye look is really pretty and not too much. And that's what I'm liking. Oh man, I don't feel like I did bad. I don't feel like it kind of went crazy. I probably bought too many lip products. Inevitable for me. But let me know, what have you picked up recently? Did you get anything during the Sephora sale? Is it the sort of things, did you just re-up on the things that you always run through? Skincare, foundation, concealer, or did you buy things that were new and exciting? Things you've been thinking about for a while and hadn't purchased yet? That was me with both of these complexion products. Let me know what sorts of things you've been picking up recently and adding to your collection. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.